Hello everybody, I'm Nurgleprobe. Welcome to this top 100 game list of... No, wait. Let's do that again. Top 100 games of all time list, that's how you say it. It's December 16th. Today we're going through game 40 through 37. I'm recording this very late, so the things will be kind of short today. So the video will probably be around 5 minutes, except the fact that I'm talking now and ruining my life by making this longer to edit. Let's get started. My number 40 is a game that I wish I could spend a lot more time talking about because, well, it's Metal Gear Solid 5. And there's a lot of discussion about this game and the fact that this game is not actually completed in a way. Hideo Kojima had a lot of issues with, well, Konami, and Konami had a lot of issues with him. And he ended up on vacation and taking a break, and then he is actually starting up his own company now. I think that news was revealed yesterday or something like that, so clearly not on vacation. But the game is great. Metal Gear Solid 5, the 5th game in the series, is amazing. The first part of the game, it's a two-part game. The first part of the game is just amazing. Everything feels very Metal Gear Solid. The bosses are clever, the areas are clever, everything is great. Then you come to the second part of the game, and this is probably where Hideo Kojima had some issues with the company he's working with, or was working with, and the game is not actually finished. There is an ending to the game, but the ending feels very lackluster compared to what you've been doing throughout part 1 and part 2 of the game. And I've heard rumors that the game was supposed to be a 6-parter, but there's only 2 parts in the game, and the second part is not even completely done. So, but even then, even with things missing in the game, the overall experience is so great compared to many story games that I played lately. And yeah, this is even higher than Mass Effect 3. So I mean, that's saying something. Yeah, number 40, Metal Gear Solid 5. My number 39 is Life is Strange. Life is Strange, published by Square Enix, created by the same company that created Remember Me, but I don't remember the company name. I've said this 3 times now. This is the 3rd take. But anyway, Life is Strange, you take the role of Max. It's a click adventure game, a novel kind of story game. And Max has the ability to turn back time. And the game begins basically by you learning this fact, and then you turning back time to save your friend. And throughout the game, this has huge consequences for what happens throughout the game, and you, this friend of yours, or Max's friend, that I don't remember the name of right now.
Chloe.
Chloe is the name of the friend. This friendship, they haven't seen each other for years, I believe, at this point when this happens. And you get to know Chloe again from this new standpoint, from Max's standpoint. When it's a high school drama kind of thing, kind of story, except for the time travel, and feels kind of sci-fi almost. And it's a really sweet story, a really cool game, and the mechanics are interesting, but I also feel like when you play through, well, the actual gameplay is you going through these kind of puzzles, but not really, well, dialogues, where you can turn back time and change your decision. And because of this mechanic, it never feels like your decision matters in a way, because you can change it. It feels like it matters, it just feels like I can pick any of these and then just rewind and pick the other one. And it's clever, but I feel if that's not the only thing that happens with the time travel thing throughout the game, but it's a huge part of it, and that kind of makes those decisions, well, they build up to something awesome, and you have to play the game yourself to actually see what I mean with that. But it's Life is Strange, my 39, and it's a great game. It's even above Walking Dead, and Walking Dead is one of my favorite type of games like this. And it's not a Telltale game, so clearly other companies can do those kind of games too. Incredible. My number 39, Life is Strange. My number 38 is Bastion, and I don't remember the company that created this game, but I believe it's a big company that just decided to make a tiny game, or it's an indie studio, and I really don't. Maybe it's an indie studio now when I think about it. Bastion is a platform game where you take the role of someone that I don't remember the name of, and you have a huge hammer and you go around and punch things. That is basically... that's not really the story. The story is that the calamity is happening. The world is ending, and you are fighting your way through this story that is kinda, you don't really understand what's happening, but you have this awesome storyteller that tells you everything that you're doing. As soon as you do it, the storyteller tells you why or what's gonna happen, and that voice, I don't remember the name of that voice actor now, but that is 90% of the game experience, just hearing his voice telling you what's going on with this kind of cowboy, old man kind of sound or voice. It's just an amazing experience, and overall, the gameplay's fun. It can be complicated at times, and it's a somewhat simplistic game, but it's one of the best, I think, indie titles. I'm not sure if it's an indie title now when I think about it, but that I played in many years. And there was actually a follow-up to this game called, what was it called?
Transistor.
They made a follow-up game to this game, to Bastion, that was called Transistor. And Transistor is not actually on my list, because I feel like even though the gameplay and story was still great, the overall experience was not the same. The voice actor was not the same, I think, and even if it was very different from from Bastion. It's not the same game series, but they're heavily based on Bastion, or Transistor is heavily based on Bastion. Great game nonetheless. Bastion My 38. A sheep game that you should definitely try, even if you don't usually like those kinds of games. My number 37, it's kind of ironic that I've mentioned Life is Strange on this list and Braid at the same time, which is my 37. Yes, so my 37 is Braid. It's a platform game where you can turn back time. So, yeah. Basically, imagine Super Mario, where you are a well-dressed lone gentleman with red hair, so you have no soul, maybe, I guess. Well, play the game. And as soon as there's a puzzle platformer, so you jump around on platforms, you try and avoid enemies, you try to solve a lot of weird time puzzles. Different objects in the game can either be affected by your rewind power, or not affected by your rewind power, or go faster backwards in time, and you have to figure out how to control the time element to just pass the levels and go on. It's really, really complicated. Some of these levels are really hard. It's one of those games, though, where you don't want to check a guide out. You kind of want to figure it out yourself, and once you do, it feels so very rewarding, and it's probably one of the best platform games I've played in many years, now that I think about it. There are some platform games higher up on the list that are older than Braid, spoiler. But I can't think of a newer one that is as good as this one. So, my 37, Braid, check it out. It's also one of those cheaper games. Definitely worth a try if you haven't played it. So that was it for today's list. It's the 16th of December, and we went through game 40 through 37. Tomorrow we'll go through 36 to 65, 43 to 33. And we're getting closer to the top 20 games, and it's, yeah, only good games from now on. I mean, for me, every game on this list have been good, obviously, but except for X-Files, which is actually a horrible game. I just have this kind of love for it anyway. But yeah, come back tomorrow, December 17th. We'll talk about more games, 4 more games from my top 100 game list. I hope you enjoyed, and check the links above my face and down below to find the whole playlist where you can see all the games covered so far. On December 25th, the last video will be uploaded with the top 4 games. So yeah, come back for that then, or, well, you know, every day, check every video, of course, but especially on the 25th. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. She's dying, no! That will be the outro. Bye-bye.